Okay, I thought I would really quickly, since I'm not going to make the meeting, show you all what I've been working on. Not quite ready to commit yet, but I think I'm getting it close. So this is the venue editing page here. Well, at least right now you can't really edit or update them, but you can like delete events, which was like the main first goal. You can see right here we're on active venues. If we do this, we can see venues that have been deleted, because remember this is a soft delete, that way we don't lose historical data and associations. Since this list can get quite long over time, I've got it sorted right now by name, and you can also fuzzy search by name, so well, type something that actually exists, like 21C, Lexington, Civic, that sort of thing. Let's say we wanted to delete this one. So we can delete that, and you see it's now gone. Looks like there's a little bug there, like it showed my processing on all cards. I kind of get why that happens, but that's pretty minor. If we go over here to deleted, you now see it in deleted. You'll notice, like, briefly a spinner kind of shows there. It's so fast, it's almost not needed running local, but I did want to explain it did things a little bit differently than what we have been doing somewhat with the store stuff. And so I don't know, Matthew, you'll have to take a look at that and let me know if you like it or if I've gone off in crazy land or something, but I think it makes sense. So I'll show some code really quick here. Again, this isn't quite ready to commit yet. I still have some cleanup to do. But one of the things I did was to break venues out of this area into its own just thing so that we could kind of deal with it separately, because I don't like it when these files get really huge, and I thought all these were kind of related. And it got a little more complicated because we now have basically two types of venue lists. There's like the active ones, which is what most pages are going to want to see and what you want to see here. And then there's like the deleted venue list. And another thing, the way we were storing these before, we weren't really capturing the concept that these lists can be fetching or can be in an error state. We were kind of doing that basically to see if something was loading. We were listening to the promise returned on the event, which has some limitations, because if you dispatch an event in one component, another component doesn't necessarily know about that loading state. So I did this more like the way I would normally do at work, where I actually provided basically sort of an overall query state rather than just the state of the things. One of the things I need to clean up is all these console logs I have left in. But basically, if you're deleting a venue, if you're fetching the active venues, or if you're fetching the deleted venues, you have not just the data here, but you also have am I fetching, was my last fetch successful, and is there an error? Most of the places we don't necessarily need that, though I think the code actually could be cleaner if we were using stuff like that. But basically on this page in particular, it helps some. You don't see any of that loading on the initial load because of the magic of Nuxt kind of doing that fetch server side, since I did stick it inside of the fetch method. So Nuxt does kind of know when everything's fetched, but you will see it if you trigger a reload by like toggling the types of lists that you're showing, or if you toggle, if you delete a venue. Let's see, not good at doing two things at once here. Where is it at? We're in pages, admin, announcement, venue, admin, venue, edit. Here we go. So yeah, that covers a lot of what I did here. But I was just wanted to touch on that because that's not a pattern we've been using. But basically, just got a little, spinner kind of driving off of that is fetching state. One of the things I haven't done yet in this branch is to update any of the rest of the code to use these store actions and events. I did this kind of completely separate, but it would actually be pretty easy and probably make sense to drive the rest of the active venue fetches off this same list, and there really wouldn't be much code change there at all. Like, it's mostly just I moved it as far as they're concerned, because even if they don't leverage some of these things, it doesn't matter. They could still just pull from the data. I don't know if I want to do that in this pass or if I'll come back and do that. I did nest some components here. I don't know if you like that. You can let me know. We could move these out to the top. I don't know how common that is in ViewLand, and it might have a weird, I don't know if that is a side effect because it's in Pages and because of the way Nux likes to auto route things. But I don't know, this is a pattern I tend to follow in React of breaking down components into smaller components, often components that aren't really intended for reuse. They're just intended to split up the logic so I don't have to like take in so much on a single screen. So I've done that here. When I do that in React Land, at least I will nest those components as like sort of a mental reminder to myself and other developers that I didn't really write these with heavy reuse in mind. They're kind of they're tightly coupled to this component. They're really more like helper functions than they are like separate reusable classes. So again, I don't know. Have a look. This branch is up there. Like I said, you also feel free to wait because it's not really done. It's up there. Just wanted to kind of touch in, make sure I wasn't going off in crazy land. Show you the branch name here. There we go. CAW add venue edit page. I'm pretty sure all that is pushed up. I didn't bother creating a PR yet because, like I said, I'm not quite ready and don't think I'll have. I might have some time to work on it this week, but